I got emails. Somebody sent me questions. Let me just, hopefully I don't lose you here. The infamous sugar in the gas tank incident that got him kicked off World Industries. Is that such a thing?
Who kicked off? Me?
I guess you this is from, well, we can yell at Andrew Nation. His name is.
He must think I'm Kareem or something. Because I was already off that tour, and Kareem stayed on tour in Florida. And Kareem didn't get kicked off because of that. He quit because he got blamed for something he didn't do.
Is this when he went to Blue?
Yep. Okay.
Damn.
Javante put sugar in the gas tank of the World Van because he didn't want to be on tour. He came in. He came in on the tour. He got on the tour and he didn't want to be there anymore. So he put sugar in the gas tank and destroyed and killed the van. Kareem got blamed for it somehow. That tour I remember was like it was like Kareem, Javante, Danny Way, Sheffy.
And Javante didn't just man up?
I don't know. I don't know how all that worked out, but somehow Kareem got blamed for it.
Damn.
And there was a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit happened to that. That was a weird little thing. And we knew Kareem didn't do it. I knew he didn't do it. And it wasn't even like, man. Anyway, so Kareem quit. He never got kicked off. He quit because people were talking shit. There's people talking shit. And it wasn't Rocco or Rodney. It was like other skaters. So Kareem's like, fuck that. Fuck you guys and quit. And that's the reason why Kareem was in a love child.
Damn.
And it would have been a love child. Dude, there's a gang of footage of Kareem from all that time. I'm trying to think if it ever went anywhere. Was it in the bonus section of he didn't, I don't know. Anyway, did Blue ever have a video?
No, I don't think so. I don't even think he was on Blue that long.
Well, I think Blue went under right away. Right? It only lasted like a year.
Yeah, it didn't last long. Now, let's see. We got Crashing the World Tour Van with Kareem Campbell.
Oh, yeah, that's a crazy one. That's that same tour. That's all the same tour. That van that Javante put the sugar in the gas tank was the result of Kareem and I crashing the van, the world team van, on the beginning of that tour, the very beginning. So here's the story. I wasn't even old enough to drive. I was 15. Kareem was 16. Kareem lied to Rocco and told Rocco he had a license. All right, so check it out. So this is really Rocco.
This is amazing. So he's just like, oh, you got a license? Sure, kid, go.
Yeah, this is how it really goes. Me and Kareem were the only AMs, right? The tour was me, Kareem as the AMs, and then Rodney, Jason Lee, and Dune as the pros. And we were going from L.A., where our first demo was in Arizona, all the way to Florida. And in Florida, I was going home. That was like my 2 weeks were up, and I'm going home. This is all the same tour. That Kareem, the van, the Javante, the van, all that shit. It's all the same tour. So me and Kareem leave. Kareem, and I didn't even know I was going on tour. I had no idea. I just got back from school. I was in 10th grade. I remember I just got back from school. And Kareem shows up at my house like shortly after I get back from school. He's like, come on, we're going on tour right now. He's driving the World Industry Previa, Toyota Previa van. And I know the van very well because it's always parked in the parking lot at World. He has a van. It's like full of boxes, full of fucking everything. Clothing, tons, big ass box. The whole van's packed full of clothes, stickers, skateboards, whatever. Boxes. We were carrying the whole tour. We were responsible for carrying the whole tour on tour. So Rodney and Jason Lee and Dune didn't want to start off the tour and have to drive all the way to Arizona in the van for the first demo. I don't know how it worked out, but whatever. So Kareem volunteered us to drive. Kareem told Rock we had a license and said he would drive the van, grab me, and meet them in Arizona. Or no, I'm sorry. We were supposed to meet them in Texas, in San Antonio, Texas. That's right. We had to go all the way to Texas to meet them for the first demo. But we crashed in Arizona. So obviously we were so psyched. We stayed up. I was supposed to drive, but we were still kind of switching off driving. And we stayed up for the whole day straight. He picked me up after school. We stayed up all that night driving and then into the next day driving. We basically didn't sleep, and we didn't take turns sleeping so we could drive. You know what I'm saying? We were so hyped. We were just talking the whole time. And here we are. It's the next day. It's going into evening almost, and we've been driving nonstop. We're just we just passed. We're almost to Phoenix. It was hot as shit. And remember Kareem rolling the window down, and I was in the back on the bench seat, laying sideways, no seatbelt on, just laying across the seat, stretched out, reading Transworld, Jeremy Klein interview, flipping through it, looking at the pictures.
Is that the one with the kickflip grab off the curb?
Yeah, the time lapse.
Yeah.
That interview. So I'm sitting there reading that, and that interview is crazy. Dude. He says so much crazy shit. Dude, Jeremy Clown is fucked. He's so fucked. Anyway, and Kareem, it's hot, but Kareem has the window down because he's trying to stay awake. We're both like, we haven't slept. And I'm, here I'm now. I'm not in shotgun next to him, like talking to him, keeping him awake. And I'm sitting back there, and I fall asleep reading the interview, like just like I said, laying across the seat. And all of a sudden, I feel like a big bump, like a doo-doo, enough that bounces me up and it wakes me up. And I wake up and I look in front of me, and all I see is like really like we're going through like a cornfield. You know what I mean? Like I see this tall ass grass, just like skin mowed down. And so I have no idea. I'm like, what the? I just like yelled. You know what I mean? Because I was like, Kareem, and he's asleep. Kareem's like completely slumped over, buckled in, hand on the steering wheel, slumped over with his elbow hanging out the window and his head slumped over on his arm, shoulder out on the window, open window, asleep. So I yell.
Damn.
I yell and he wakes up. He's like, what? He like wakes up and looks in front of us, This all happened like in a split second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he sees the same shit that I'm seeing. And he panics instead of like, I don't know, what else do you do? You fucking wake up and you're like mowing down looks like a cornfield. Like, what's a cornfield? And instead of like slowing down, like slamming on the brakes, he did slam on the brakes. He tries to turn and he turns back up onto the highway. And now we're sunken down in the middle between the northbound or whatever, east-west bound, two different lanes of highway. You know what I mean? We're in the center. So he turns up, so it's an elevated hill. And he turns up the hill, and we just fucking start rolling. And like I don't know how many times we rolled over. I think we rolled over like 1.25 times. We rolled over, but we ended up sliding across the, I don't know, something like 100 yards down the highway from the left side all the way until we jumped off the highway again on the right side down another little hill. But we slid on the big glass windows, like the passenger side, driver's side window, who I was leaning against. It's like a big ass window, just a window there. It's crazy. So we're sliding. So when we flip over, like I said, I have no seatbelt on the back. As the car turns, I'm like a hamster wheel inside of it.
Yeah. Jesus.
Literally. Like I ran it like a hamster wheel. Started turning, and I like to stay upright. And it rests on the window, and we're sliding, and I'm standing on the glass at first. And I can see this. I see the street line go by me in the glass.
Damn.
Like from the highway. And someone tells me that I shouldn't be standing on the glass. So I jump and spread my legs so they're like real quick. So they're on the metal, like on the fucking body. And as soon as I do that, the window just breaks. The window like just breaks up. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was crazy. So we slid off the other side of the road. Kareem got out of the car before me. I guess he thought I got tossed out of it. He got out of the car. He was already up on the highway, and I squeezed the sunroof open because the sunroof was open, cracked, and I pulled it open wider, and I squeezed out. And I like checked myself, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm fine, dude. Like I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn." And I hear Kareem. The highway's elevated. It's like almost, it's a good like 5 feet taller than the shoulder. And he's like yelling. He's like, "Shiloh, Shiloh." He's like yelling for me. He thought like he's tripping though. He's like in shock. For sure. Yeah. And I get up and I'm like, Kareem. I'm like calling him. I'm like, right. Like, walking up to him, yelling like, Kareem. I'm like, I'm right here. And he's back facing me. And I see his whole left arm is just from the elbow down, just crimson, like with blood. Damn. And it's like, yeah, so much blood. I mean, it's like so much blood pouring down the backside of his arm, just dripping on the street. Thick red. Like, it's like the reddest blood I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Dude, he his elbow was bouncing off the street when we were sliding, and it tore chunks of meat out of his elbow, literally. And his elbow, I looked at his elbow, it looked like somebody got a sharpened spoon and just dug out of his forearm, the bottom of his forearm. It was gnarly. Shit. Anyway, it was so gnarly. I thought I was like the tour's over. Like I was like, you know what I mean? Like Kareem's done. He can't skate like that. But he did. He skated the whole tour and ripped. Like determination, dude. Anyway, he was freaking out. He was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get kicked off. They're gonna sue me." He was saying all kinds of shit. He was like so freaking out. the funny thing, I was freaking, but I mean, wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't like freaking out that hard. But anyway, but then I was thinking like, nah, dude, nah, it's all good. But the funny thing is that Ronnie and Rocco were scared to death that we were gonna like, you know.
Oh, you guys were gonna. Yeah, you guys shouldn't have been in there anyway. Yeah.
Or like well, not just us, like our families will when they find out. Especially finding out that Kareem didn't have a license. It was crazy. But he never got in trouble for it. I guess he had like a warrant in fucking Arizona for a long time for that ticket. But he was a juvenile, so it didn't even matter. Anyway, but yeah, so we fucking crashed. We had to somebody like
call somebody to tow it, or
yeah, the ambulance came. Yeah, the ambulance came. We were there forever because the tow truck came too. We watched the car get towed. We ran around. I got a T-shirt from the back of the van, like one of the T-shirts, brand new shirt, busted it open. It was like a Jeremy Klein shirt. It was like you know what shirt it was? There's a Super Mario tray flip.
Oh, wow. Did you ever have that board?
Yeah. I wrote a bunch of those boards. I wrote for World that time. Yeah, I wrote a bunch of those boards.
Yeah, because I know those were like short-lived.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what shirt it was. And I remember wrapping it around his arm. I wrapped it around his arm like it was all bloody. I was like, dude, we got to wrap his arm up. And we just like chilled, waited. And the whole time he's just like, dude, this is fucked up. I'm getting kicked off. They're going to sue me. Like, I remember him being so bummed and afraid about what's going to happen to him. But the whole time, like I said, I remember Rocco admitted to it later. He's like, the whole time, he's like, dude, he was like, I was scared to death that you guys were going to, like, you know, put me out of business.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
So anyway.
Well, it worked out.
Down, dude. Yeah, we were down. We were down for World. It wasn't like that.
But yo, you got to break out and I got to break out. World for life. Kareem.
So Kareem got stitched up. They stitched him all up. I remember, and like, I remember the highway patrol dude like questioning him about his license. He's like, "Oh, I don't have it on me." And like, this was back when like computers weren't all connected. There was no internet, so you could get away with shit in other states. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to Tucson where we flew out of. So we took a taxi with all of the shit we could salvage from the van, like gear, like all the product. Mm-hmm. We took more than we could that nowadays anybody would try to salvage because we were like scared. But dude, somebody came up on a ton of brand new packs of like stickers and shirts and all kinds of shit. We took all the boards. Yeah. Like some of that shit like went to a junkyard with the van, you know, like inside the van still. Somebody was in a junkyard, opened up a Toyota Previa, a crushed, you know, Toyota Previa. And there was like fucking packs of Jeremy Klein 360 flip stickers, like brand new full packs inside there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
So we flew from Tucson to San Antonio, and we had a whole day that we had to wait because we had like a 3-day allotted time to drive from LA to San Antonio. So we're there early. We're there a day early. It's because we flew they got us tickets from, you know, Phoenix or from Tucson to San Antonio. So here we're in San Antonio a day early. We have a company credit card. So we just did everything. We're buying everything, fucking eating everything. We just like chilled for a day. I think we watched like 2 movies in the theater. Like, anyway, we just chilled the fuck out for those 2 days. And then Jason, Chris, and fucking Rodney got there. And then Rodney rented a van, and we drove that van all the way to Florida. And in Florida, he bought a van. He bought this big ass fucking, you know, like a Ford Econoline, black Ford Econoline van. It was a sick van. Fucking be like right now, it'd be worth some loot. It was a really sick van, super clean. Anyway, so he bought the van in Florida. So we toured Florida with that van, and then I went home, and that van stayed on tour. And that's when Javante, I think it was Sal, Javante, Danny Way, Sheffy, maybe a couple other people came on the tour, and Kareem stayed. And Kareem Kareem busted his stitches like 3 times between fucking San Antonio and Florida, like while I was on tour with him, skating his ass off. There's footage out there of a lot of this stuff too. Ripping, seriously. But yeah. So anyway, so Kareem stays on the tour, and all those dudes that come in and like, you know, Kareem, like, you know, Kareem doesn't have their respect yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those dudes are like, you know, these dudes been pro. You know, like, well, Sheffy's always that dude's fucking the sweetest dude in the world, man. Sheffy's the shit. Sheffy's always good to everybody. But like Danny Way and fucking, even Sal. Sal can, those dudes got their, they're San Diego on top of that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got their like San Diego thing going on. And Javante's been down the San Diego heads. He was going down there a lot in the Planet Earth days. So anyway, so somehow Kareem gets blamed for Javante because wanted to brand new van that Rodney, I shouldn't brand new, but a sick van that Rodney just bought. I remember, I think he bought it for like $10,000 even at the time. And that was back then. This is fucking 1990 or 91. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, so Javante put sugar down the gas tank. From my understanding, that's what I know. I wasn't there. And Kareem gets blamed for it. But they blame him, I guess. Those dudes blame him, blame Kareem. But Rodney and Rocco know Kareem didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Kareem was like fucking hungry go-getter. Why would he want to end the tour?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He would have stayed on tour for a fucking year if he could have. So anyway, but Kareem gets mad and quits. Somebody says some shit. Actually, somebody said some shit about Kareem's mom. I think it's Danny Way. Said some shit about Kareem's mom. Like, somehow something got back to Kareem was pretty fucked up. And I feel like it was from Danny Way. But I know we were all little kids then. And that shit's long been squashed. They're definitely homies. So anyway, but it caused Kareem to quit. And yeah, I guess the rest is history. He got back on right before New World Order, or like around, that year.
Yeah.
Is New World Order 93?
93, 94, dude, it's got to be, yeah, because it was,
shit.
You know what? Probably 93, because it was after the big cut pants. It was kind of like transitioning, but there's still a little bit of that.
Man, shit happened so quick in the 90s. Those first like 5 years like changed the world. There was like so much, like more has happened in those 5 years that's happened in the last 20.
Here we go. Well, here's our next question: is best trick you ever saw go down at the World Park?
Oh, that's hard, man. That's a hard one. I've seen so many good tricks between like Guy, even Costin, of course, Costin.
Krieger. I mean, Krieger was even there. Like,
yeah. But Krieger didn't ride for World. He just come through. He wrote for Foundation then.
But when that was done, then he was on Blind after that, right? That was
yeah. He got, but I don't think was he ever on Blind during the World Park era?
I don't know.
Or was it after?
I don't think so. It was probably after.
Nah, he wasn't. But he did skate there. When he wrote for Foundation, he skated at the World Park.
Yeah, I just know he's talent level. He's super good.
Yeah, he's another one of the best.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely. Yeah.
Damn.
You know who else is one of the best that people don't know, and he's way slept on and fucking super underrated? Is Gershon Mosley.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fucking Gershon is good, dude. That dude is way good on everything. He can skate anything.
Yeah. Did you guys used to make fun of A-Team?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Oh boy.
Yeah. A-Team was like, that was a butt of like so many jokes for us.
Wow.
And they had the illest team though. They had
they were all super good.
They had fucking Mark Johnson.
Yeah, but it was just Dave Mayhew. But yeah, it was just horrible. It was all. It was so corny.
It was beyond corny. It was Rodney. That was like Rodney's idea. It was Rodney trying to do like stick to the plan B, like A Street. Yeah. Plan B was like the plan B from A Street. But that was the A-Team, like supposed to be better than plan B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, dude, quit that shit.
Yeah.
But
that was it was one of the goofier brands.
But those dudes, that was like, so that was, round one was the A-Team. And round two was fucking, who did Rodney skate for in round two? Oh, Rodney still skated for A-Team in round two. Yeah. Oh, no, Enjoy, yeah. Yeah, round two he wrote for Enjoy already, right?
What, did he?
A-Team was, or was it A-Team? Both, I don't know.
It was probably still A-Team. It was probably still somehow magically that was still around.
They had a round, but wait, they had round three.
The round three was the almost one.
Yeah, round three.
I think Sheckler might have even been in that. I remember round three was
Sheckler was in that.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god,
I remember that video was really good.
I remember, dude, Cooper Wilt, man. That dude's so good and so underrated. Like,
yeah, that's my homie, dude. That's my close friend. But then Guy's another one of those fucking savant skate machines too, for sure. Yeah. He's just been lucky enough to be balanced with enough coolness to not, look like a weirdo.
My favorite was always was Thug Guy, like in Mouse. That was like, I think that was the best stuff he has ever put out, and that was just
me too. I agree.
Yeah, that was just the coolest. He had flavor.
That's when Guy was
guy with long hair and like it was so sick.
That's when Guy was like kicking it with all. That's when the guy was like kicking it hard with us. That's when Guy was like wearing Menace shirts and shit.
Now, could he have ever? He would have never left Girl to go to something like that, right?
But there was talk. There was around the time. There was like I'm sure that Rick and Mike were scared for a minute.
Wow, that would have been so sick. Yeah, because I remember he had a Transworld interview, Menace board. Switch hard flip over that one, which I always thought, I never went there. I always thought that was one of the craziest spots, that marble thin ledge with the gap.
Yeah, it is gnarly.
Dude, I was like, wow, this is like, that spot looks insane. But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, downtown LA.
Damn, Menace board. Like, bam, right there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there was a time. There definitely was a time that there was, that there was talk and those dudes were scared. For sure, Girl.
Wow, but he didn't go.
Nah.
Shit,
but still. Yeah. Right, Guy's on both the lists. He's on the best of list and the contest good style list too.
Yeah.
Gino's at the top of the list. Come on,
Gino. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Is like, I don't know. I can't think of too many Italian skaters off the top of my head. But the ones that I can think of are really fucking good. They all have like really good style too. Guy, Gino, fucking Ronnie Bertino. Yeah, who else is there?
Ronnie Bertino. So good.
Yeah. Beyond underrated.
I remember when 23, he was on 23. And,
yeah, that's right, for a minute.
Yeah, and it was cool because it was kind of like a little comeback for him. But I remember his board was like 8 inches wide. And I remember it was so weird. And I actually talked to him. Yeah, what size? Your board was pretty big back then. And that's like what people are riding now is like 8-inch boards, 8 1/4. And I was like, your board was that big back then. And he was like, yeah, that's what I rode. But it was
good. Wider boards. I always thought wider boards were better. I never went that skinny, dude. I always rode that's why a lot of my footage throughout all my video parts, I'm hardly ever riding my own board.
So what were you riding? What size were you riding? New World Order?
Man, I'm not an 8, and I was still like maybe 7.75.
You were okay.
Some of it,
yeah. Because I think we were. Like I was 7.62.
But I wear a size 11 shoe too.
Yeah. So, but that was big because people were riding 7.4s back then, right? That was like.
Yeah, I was riding a bigger board.
Yeah.
I rode 7.5. 7.5 was like pretty standard, but I started going up to 7. I went up to 7.75 early, and so I had to ride like I don't even know whose boards I used to ride. I feel like I used to ride like Vert Dudes shapes because we used to get all our own. We could get our boards like Rodney would just make us whatever shape we wanted. I had like my own shape. I had my own shape that I made.
Did they sell it?
Yeah, they sold it on my boards for a while. But when it got to the point when everybody was riding super skinny boards, Rodney would just make my boards with my shape. Make it for me. Like I'd have my boards just my like
right because they probably couldn't. People wouldn't buy a 7.75 board then.
Yeah, so I'd have like a box of like my own.
That's sick
to ride. Yep.
Shit. So here, Shiloh, we're gonna end on this one. I think this is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, why did he leave the industry after the demise of Bueno? Well, did you have any offers after Bueno? Did you have any other offers?
Yeah, but none of it was like anything I would have done.
Anything you want to mention?
Like I got an offer, and it was like, do you remember a company called Forest?
No.
It was like Fabrizio Santos.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard.
There's some other riders. There was like good dudes on that company. It was like there were some good riders. But I remember him hitting me up or somebody. I don't know if it was he hit me up or somebody else. They got in touch with me after Bueno, and I went and met with them. But I don't know. A lot of it was too that they just didn't have the money to. I was like, man, they weren't offering me enough money to like even do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm assuming like you need enough money so that you can skate and you need to be able to put stuff out.
But even to take a chance like that too, I need more security in like, you know, a contract to take that kind of a chance, like to something that could easily just flop immediately. And if anything, even kind of tarnish my fucking reputation.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So
I know what you're saying. I mean, nothing against those dudes, but
yeah, because you know, because there was potential there. There definitely was potential there. There were some good dudes. There was definitely potential, but it at the end it didn't like, you know, pan out anyway. But then World Industries hit me up again after that. Like World Industries had now been bought by or owned by some like who knows company. I don't even know who owned it, but they were like it was in Huntington Beach, and it was like the third time it changed hands, I think. The rights to like, you know, make a board company. And yeah.
Was this like when Anthony Shetler was on and they had like shoes?
Yeah, Shetler. No, I think
Malcolm Watson. Was this when Malcolm Watson was on?
I don't think Malcolm was on. Maybe Malcolm was on. No, but like fuck, what's his name? He's from Long Beach. Got tattoos.
Curtis
all over him,
Calamonico?
Yeah, Curtis Calamonico was on. He was somebody like anyway, it was, but they were trying to get it was a friend of mine who started working there as like, you know, brand manager or something. And he was trying to get me and Kareem back on to like, he was trying to like revive it as being really World Industries. That was his goal.
Wow.
So.
And you guys are like, fuck no.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of. It like I didn't talk to Kareem about it, but I know he had talked to Kareem and I meant to meet with him, and I was just like, I couldn't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't right.
I think
so
you know, some things need to stay dead.
Yeah, there's other.
You know, it's back
stuff.
again. Did you see that it's back again? World Industries.
Just making shoes, right, and like hats
and boards.
But you mean Prime? That new like Prime LA is making boards.
No,
old school boards.
I don't know. It's World Industries, and they have crappy looking boards with Flameboy on them.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And
that's crazy.
You know what? You know what's funny is I think Anthony Shetler might have something to do with it. I think he's the only team rider. But he owns his own brand, so I don't know, something weird there. But
he has something called like All I Need.
Yeah, it's dope. But yeah,
I don't know that dude. I'm not gonna hate on him, but yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, he has some shit called All I Need. I know that.
Yeah,
but I thought they only have shoes, and he has like a pro shoe for World Industry shoes.
Yeah, I saw their paid advertisements on Instagram, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, in a paid advertisement?
Yeah,
it was forced on.
Like you're forced to look. Yeah. I was.
Damn. So somebody put some money behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, that I would think that's pretty expensive to have a paid ad on Instagram.
Oh, hold on. I got one more, and then I'm going to let you go. Yes. So Dave Waite from 35th Avenue. Oh. Yeah, he said he was talking to Michael Sieben. And what did he say? Ask him about going to Texas and almost fighting with Todd Prince. You went down there with Mark Gutterman.
I don't think
an old Zorlak pro from the 80s.
I don't think I got in a fight with Todd Prince though. Like the dude that I actually got in a fight with somebody. Dude, we were wasted. We like went partying in fucking Dallas after our demo or whatever it was. It was a demo at the fucking skate park. Skate park in Dallas. But yeah. And we were wasted. We were like drinking. We were all fucked up, dude. And we were up all night. And I can't remember the dude. It wasn't Todd Prince. Maybe I was going to fight with him in the club because we were like at a club or something. I don't know. I don't remember that, though. All I remember is that I actually did get a fight. And so did Mark. He got pulled into the fight. And it was at some dude's apartment. It was in some dude's apartment, like little apartment somewhere in the area, Dallas area.
Were these skaters or just random people?
No, they were all skaters.
Okay.
Like fucking what's his name was there? My homie. Jake Brown was there.
Oh god, that Australian dude.
Yeah, Jake was there. There was people. Yeah. Anyway, and this one dude was like just fucking like just eyeballing me all night, making comments. He was making comments like when I was talking about shit. He was making little side comments and shit. this one goofy looking dude. He looked like a fucking Cro-Magnon man. I have no idea what his name is. So finally, and then I started talking shit to him. I remember, but I wasn't doing anything about it. I remember we were sitting at the table, and I was like, we're playing a game. We were playing dominoes. I don't know. We were doing something at the table, and I remember like I started talking shit to him, back to him. He was saying stuff, and then finally, like I got up in his face, like thinking like we're about to throw down, and then like it somehow got chilled out, and then I was still very angry about it, and we're like walking toward the door. I guess we were gonna bail. Me and Mark were gonna bail and get a cab back to our hotel, and I said something to him, or remember, no, we actually got to the point where like fuck it, I was like, yo, let's go outside. You know what I mean? So we started going outside, and on the way out, we were walking out the door. He like grabbed me by the neck, started choking me. He like grabbed me, like he was behind me, and he like grabbed me from the back and then started choking me from the back. So like I like grabbed his arm, swung it around. He's in front of me, and he was like choking me with both hands. So I like grabbed his arms and I like tripped him. I tripped him straight to the ground. And I was immediately on top of him, and I started just pounding on him. I was wailing on him. I was like straddling him, just wrecking him, and all his homeboys jumped in. Like they didn't just jump in. They one of them grabbed a fucking rake or a broom or something from the yard, started swinging at us. They jumped on Mark. One of his homies just started beating Mark up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I jump up off the dude, and the dude swing a fucking rake at me, and I'm just talking shit to him, calling them pussies and all this shit, because you know what I'm saying? Like that shit between me and anyway, I was like, you're fucking jumping on my homie too? Like, you know what I mean? They were just fucking bitches, straight up bitches, Dallas bitches. Fuck that. If I ever see any of them again, then I'm gonna fuck them up, straight up. Seriously, fucking pussy.
So how'd you guys end up? Would you beat the crap out of that kid, and then you guys just
no, because they were swinging the rake, and then I got Mark. Like I started, like Mark was like squabbing with some fool, and I ran up on him to like break that, like to get that dude away, to like swing on that dude. That dude backed off of Mark, and me and Mark just kind of backed up together, like we like kind of backed out of there. Yeah, we backed out of like the courtyard into the parking lot, yelling at them, calling them bitches and all kinds of shit, and we just like started walking down the street. And we walked down the street until we like trying to flag down cabs, and finally we got a cab and told them our hotel. It took us back to our hotel, and I don't know, we stopped at the liquor store, got some beers, and went and chilled, like watched movies and drank beers.